Jaden's point of view.
She stared at me like she'd seen a ghost. Jayden, how did you come to know that? I never told anyone, ever. Her voice trembled, equal parts fear and disbelief. Jayden, answer me, now. How the hell do I tell her that I saw an old black man who might be her grandfather, and who might also be the one killing anyone who hurts her? And I'm not even sure of it myself. You told me yourself, I lied smoothly. Her brows furrowed. That can't be. I wouldn't say something so terrifying to just anyone. A month ago, I replied, holding her gaze. You said it in your sleep. She was quiet for a moment, thinking. Really? She asked softly. Then silence again. Are you afraid of me now? She whispered. I'm a werewolf, Katrina. I've seen worse. What about your people? Do they know? No, she said quickly. No one knows. And you really think Vivian's death had nothing to do with me? I'm sure, I lied again. Her sister told me the spell backfired on her. Katrina narrowed her eyes. You're lying, I sighed. That obvious? I don't know you that well, but I can already tell when you lie. It shows in your eyes, Jayden. I exhaled. You caught me. I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to carry more guilt than you already do. Still, I pressed gently. Does your secret have anything to do with why your neighbors hate you? She looked down. Yes, she admitted. It does. I stayed quiet, waiting. When the doctor told us that my brother had a serious heart condition and needed surgery as soon as possible before it got worse, I was completely lost. I had no idea what to do. I remember standing outside the clinic, my mind spinning, tears threatening to fall. One of our neighbors saw how desperate I looked. She came over and offered me a job. She said if I helped her sell coffee from a small street cart, she'd pay me. I didn't even think twice. I agreed right away. That's how I became a hawker, pushing that coffee cart through the streets every morning and evening, no matter the weather. I worked hard, tirelessly, fueled by nothing but hope for my brother. My boss was kind to me. I grew to admire her. I even loved her in a way, until everything changed. It happened on a cold, dark winter evening. We were on her porch, selling coffee as usual, when the beans ran out. She asked me to grab more from the kitchen inside her house. I went in. I didn't know her husband was there. He stopped me and asked me to bring a glass of water to their sick daughter, who was supposedly resting in her bedroom. I did as he asked, but when I got to the room, it was empty. And before I could turn back, he came in behind me and locked the door. He told me to sleep with him. He said if I refused, he would tell his wife lies and have me fired. I was shocked, disgusted. I told him no. He didn't take it well. He tried to force himself on me. I screamed. He covered my mouth with his hand. I fought back. I kicked and struggled. And then suddenly the door flew open from the outside. His daughter had unlocked it. I think she must have had a spare key. She stood there for only a second, but it was enough. She saw us, me trapped, him holding me down. And instead of helping, she took out her phone and snapped pictures. Then she ran, screaming for her mother. Oh, in a panic, I ran too. I bolted through the back door and straight to my mother's house, terrified. Later that night, my boss stormed into our home, seething with rage. She didn't ask me anything. She just slapped me, twice, hard. Then came the insults, words I never imagined she'd say to me. I tried to explain, tried to tell her what really happened, but she wouldn't listen. She didn't believe a word. By morning, the story had spread through the entire neighborhood. Some believed me, most didn't. That same day, I overheard one of her friends whispering that her husband couldn't walk, that his manhood was swollen and in excruciating pain. They took him to 3 different hospitals, but none of the doctors could explain the cause. They gave him painkillers, but nothing worked. The swelling didn't go down. Days passed. The pain got worse. He couldn't even wear pants anymore. Then something strange happened. He told his wife that whenever he bowed his head, he saw a shadowy figure, an old black man, who warned him to confess the truth or die. When she asked him what truth he meant, He just stared at her in silence. Later that same day, she found him dead. The next morning, the newspapers exploded with another scandal. Their daughter had been caught having sex with her boss. The headlines claimed she'd been seducing him for months until she finally got what she wanted. She committed suicide shortly after. A few days later, my former boss, grieving and desperate, visited a psychic. When she came back, she accused me of being the reason her husband and daughter had died. She said the psychic told her I was cursed, that I brought death wherever I went. From that moment on, she hated me. The neighborhood turned cold. People whispered. Mothers pulled their children away from me. I became a ghost in the place I once called home. Someone told me once, you need to be careful with your emotions toward people. If you're not, they'll suffer or die. Katrina finished her story with trembling lips and tear-glossed eyes. I couldn't help it. I pulled her into my arms. I held her close, as if I could take the weight from her shoulders. My chest ached for her, for everything she'd survived. That's not all, Jaden, she whispered against my chest. More people have died in my past, and if I'm not careful, they'll keep dying. Then let them die, I muttered darkly. They deserved it. You don't need their approval. You have me now. Focus on us. Focus on me and the love I have for you. But Jaden, no buts. I pulled back and looked her in the eyes. Are you crying? Tell me who made my love cry. I'll rip them apart. Jaden, stop. She gave a faint smile. I'm still recovering from what your animal did to those wolves. I smiled too, glad to see her teasing. Look at me, my love. Can I ask you something? She nodded. When we were at your house, Gabe mentioned something you told him. I want to hear it from you. What exactly? Is it true that you love me? I asked, holding her gaze. She didn't answer right away. Then slowly she raised her hands to my cheeks. Yes, I'm madly in love with you. I don't know when it started, but I am. I love you, Jayden Evers. Stroke Alpha. My wolf wagged his tail in joy. I shushed her. I feel the same, Katrina Havers. She smiled, dimples showing, and I leaned in to kiss her. The kiss deepened. My hunger for her grew with every second until I pulled back breathless. We need to stop before I lose control, I murmured, brushing a thumb over her swollen lips. Let's go eat something. I don't feel like eating. I might throw up if you force me. All right, then rest or watch a movie. I'll join you after a quick shower. She nodded and curled under the covers. I returned, dried and dressed, and climbed in beside her. You smell good, I teased. Don't start, she blushed. I'm going away for a few days. Her head snapped up. Where? A business trip. I'm coming with you. It's not safe. You'll be in a hotel, right? I'll stay in the hotel too. Simple. She can't be serious. I'm very serious, she said firmly. I smiled. Okay, let's sleep. I kissed her softly again before we drifted off. The next morning, 5 a.m., I got up early, careful not to wake her. After a quick shower and brushing my teeth, I dressed, grabbed my suitcase, and headed downstairs. Jerome was already up. Morning, Jerome. Morning, Alpha. You're leaving early. I need to beat traffic. You don't look like yourself, he said cautiously. I eyed him. Something on your mind? He hesitated. Joseline's pregnant. My eyebrows lifted. Didn't you two agree on birth control? You told me you didn't want kids until you were 40. I still don't, he said grimly. How'd you find out? She sent me a sonogram. And how do you feel? I don't know. What now? I'll talk to her when you return. No, Jerome. If you need to go talk to her today. Just assign a Delta to watch the pack while you're gone. Once I made sure he was okay, I turned and headed for my car. Jaden, wait up! I stopped and spun around just in time to see Katrina jogging toward me, a backpack slung over one shoulder. Her eyes sparkled with mischief, but her pace said she wasn't letting me leave without her. Were you seriously going to leave without me? That's rude, she teased, slipping her fingers through mine like it was the most natural thing in the world. The moment our hands touched, something shifted. A pulse, a flicker. Visionary. Images blurred behind my eyes. Quick, jarring flashes of something I didn't fully understand. Something ancient. Something real. No way! My heart kicked hard in my chest as the memory of the old man's words surfaced like a warning. Was that what he was talking about? I suddenly jerked my hands away from Katrina's. The vision I just had, it felt too real. If that was the future, then I couldn't take her with me. I wasn't going to risk it. But what if it wasn't real, I muttered to myself. What if it was just in my head? I glanced at her. The hurt in her eyes made my chest tighten, but I didn't have time to explain or comfort her. She walked past me without a word and slid into the back seat of the car. I took a long, heavy breath and followed. I'm not staying behind if that's what you're going to say, she said flatly, staring out the window. Don't worry, I won't give you a hard time. I'll be a good girl. I ran a hand through my hair and stared at her for a moment, conflicted. Then I exhaled, gave a snort, and got in. All right, my love. If you're uncomfortable staying here, I'll take you with me. She gave me a small smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. Do you have a passport? I asked. Yes. Her voice was subdued. Give it to me. She handed it over, her mood still distant. What's with that face, my love? Did I hurt your feelings somehow? No, you didn't, she replied, cutting me off. Then why are you... I'm going to sleep. Wake me when we get to the airport, or whenever we're leaving. I nodded. Okay, my love. When we got to the airport, I gently shook her awake. She blinked up at me, stretching like a sleepy cat. Where are we going? She asked, voice groggy. Portland, Oregon, for 2 days. Then we head to Turkey. Her eyes widened with excitement. Really? You sound thrilled. I am. Someone like me, who's never been on a plane before, has every right to be excited. She sighed, then smiled. I got myself a passport, just in case, and I guess this is it. I smiled back. Just remember, it's a business trip. I may not have a lot of time. It's okay, Jaden. I'll stay in the hotel. She cut in again. We boarded. Once in the air, I opened my laptop to handle some paperwork and submitted a Turkish visa application for her. I glanced at her. She looked so damn happy. It warmed something inside me. I knew I wouldn't have much time for her during the trip, but I'd make sure she enjoyed herself, at least in Turkey. I'd hire a tour guide, maybe. She deserved that for what she went through. Then she turned toward me, eyes glowing. Jaden, my mate. I froze. What did you just... Before I could finish, she leaned in and kissed me, a soft, lingering kiss. She pulled back with a playful smile, then looked away shyly. Katrina asked the flight attendant for directions to the lavatory and got up. I turned my focus to my laptop. A few minutes later, the same flight attendant returned. Sir, your girlfriend said she needs your help in the lavatory. I closed the laptop immediately and made my way over. I knocked. It's me, love. Are you okay? She opened the door. I'm not. I need help. I stepped inside and she locked the door behind us. She looked at me with wide eyes. I want you, Jaden. Now. I blinked, stunned. You want what? Kiss me. Touch me. I want to feel your lips on mine, your hands on me. Are you sure? I asked, heart pounding. I don't want to push you into anything, not after what happened. I'm sure, she said, voice trembling with desire. I know I'm not ready for everything, but I want this. I grabbed her waist and lifted her onto the vanity counter, her legs wrapped around me instinctively. I tilted her chin up and locked eyes with her. You're so beautiful, I murmured. I love your eyes, your lips. The way you smile drives me crazy. I want to be your man, and you, my woman, forever. I love you, Katrina Evers. I'm yours, Jayden Evers, she whispered, no one else's. I kissed her then, deep, open-mouthed, testing her as if she were oxygen. She parted her lips for me eagerly, and I let my tongue slide into her mouth, slow and deliberate. My hand found its way under her shirt. I unclasped her bra, massaging the soft swell of her breast, drawing a low moan from her. I swallowed it in the kiss, not wanting anyone to hear. But her breathing was getting louder, and we were running out of time. "I want your skin on mine," she whispered, pulling off her shirt. Her nipples, already hard, brushed against my chest as I pulled off mine too. God, I wanted her. She wrapped her arms around me. I kissed her again, rougher this time, driven by her heat. "Put me down," she said suddenly. I stopped. "Why? Did I do something wrong?" "No, just put me down." I lowered her gently. She dropped to her knees and looked up at me. "I'm going to take you in." A knock cut her off. "Mr. and Miss, please come out. You've been in there too long. Other passengers are waiting." We both froze. "Oh God," she whispered. "This is so embarrassing. I'm shameless." "No, my love, you're not. You're mine. It's not a crime to want pleasure from your man." Her eyes searched mine. "Do you think she knows?" "Knock. Mr. and Miss, please, now." I sighed. "Put your shirt on." I gave her a last stroke on the nipple and helped her get dressed. We stepped out. 2 flight attendants and a passenger stood outside, staring. "Why are you staring at me like that?" Katrina snapped. "If you want to know what we were doing, I'll tell you. My boyfriend and I cut in quickly. "We're sorry. She wasn't feeling well. She had a miscarriage yesterday. I was just helping her." Katrina's head snapped toward me, eyes wide, but the attendants' faces softened. Then a blood-curdling scream echoed down the aisle. Katrina clung to me. "What was that?" "From economy class," I muttered. We followed the attendant back toward the curtain. More screams, babies crying, shouts. When the curtain was pulled back, one attendant gasped and collapsed. The other ran. "What is it?" Katrina asked, her voice shaking. We stepped into economy class and immediately saw the source of the screams. A man was in the middle of a shift, his body twisted violently, bones cracking as the transformation overtook him. He was becoming a werewolf, and he was nearly there. Why would he board this flight knowing he was this close to turning? I muttered. The first shift is always the worst. Katrina stood frozen beside me, her eyes wide with horror. But unlike the others, she didn't scream or stumble. She just clutched tighter to my shirt. "Go back to first class," I told her firmly. "Wait for me there. Don't move, okay?" "I'm not leaving," she said, her voice trembling but steady. "Katrina, listen to me. Go." I said no. I stared down at her, frustrated. "My love, I can't deal with this chaos if you're clinging to me like that." "Clinging? Excuse me." Before we could finish the argument, the man's body gave one final gut-wrenching crack, and then he shifted fully. A massive black wolf now stood in the aisle, fur bristling, snarling at the sea of panicked passengers. "Oh no! Humans aren't supposed to know we exist!" Chaos erupted. Screams filled the cabin. Some passengers fainted. Others fumbled with their phones, recording with trembling hands. Someone was sobbing behind us. It was a full-blown nightmare. I let out a short, dry snort. Great, just great. The real question now was, how the hell am I going to fix this?
Katrina's point of view.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Passengers were in full-blown panic. Some screamed, others cried, and a few had already fainted. Chaos rippled through the economy class like wildfire. 5 passengers were recording with trembling hands. I felt the tremor inside me too, but I refused to let it show. At least I had some knowledge of what a werewolf was, but witnessing a shift in such a confined space was something else entirely. The guttural growls of the wolf were terrifying. I felt a wave of sorrow for the parents trying desperately to calm their terrified children. What can I do to help? I looked up at Jaden, who stood like a statue, his gaze locked onto the transforming man. No, wolf. His eyes were sharp, calculating. He had a plan. He must. I suspected he might even be communicating with the creature, because the moment their eyes met, the wolf ceased growling and took a step forward. The passengers erupted into new screams. People from first and business class came rushing to investigate, only to turn back in fear. Then a familiar voice rang out from behind. "What in the world is happening here?" I turned to see Gabriel, towering, confused, and scanning the scene. He walked past me without even acknowledging my presence and stood beside Jaden. My heart stung. Did he not see me, or did he purposely ignore me? I suddenly felt so small standing between these two imposing figures. "Katrina, get a grip. You're not some fragile flower wilting for a man's attention." I mentally scolded myself. "You said you didn't want anything to do with him, so why does it hurt?" "Everyone be quiet," Gabriel roared. His voice boomed, silencing the entire cabin. I jumped and clung to Jaden's shirt. Phones clattered to the floor. No one dared speak. "Keep screaming like this, and the wolf will tear you all apart," Gabriel snapped. Children who had finally gone quiet started crying again. He turned to the wolf. "Look what you've done, you idiot. The world will know about us now. I should kill you myself." Jaden shot him a death glare, which Gabriel returned. I moved instinctively, wanting to help the frightened children, but Jaden blocked me with his arm. "Stay close to me, don't go anywhere," he said firmly. "Jaden, I can help. Can't you see they're scared?" I ducked under his arm, but he caught me by the back of my shirt. "Don't be a jerk, let me help them." "Watch your mouth, love. Children are listening," he warned. I rolled my eyes, then glanced at Gabriel, still acting like I didn't exist. "Why do I care?" "Call them, young girl." The voice was ancient and soft. I turned to see a very old woman staring straight at me. "Are you talking to me?" I asked. "Yes, you." Jaden pulled me protectively to his side. "If you care about your boyfriends and their people, call them for help. If you don't, they'll all be destroyed. Forever." "Boyfriends? I have one boyfriend," I laughed nervously. "I think you've got the wrong person." "No, I have the right one. Katrina Evers. That's your name, isn't it?" I froze. "How do you know that?" "Doesn't matter. Listen closely. Repeat what I say in your mind. I may not know what I am to you, because you've been protecting me from day one. As of today, I respectfully kindly request you to show yourselves to me and help fix this mess on behalf of my boyfriends and their people." "Against all logic," I repeated it. Immediately, my mind went heavy. My arms lifted without permission. I felt paralyzed. Yet part of me was moving, talking, doing. Everything around me froze in place. Only Jaden, Gabriel, and the old woman remained unaffected. I watched myself speak to Jaden and Gabriel, but I couldn't hear a word. Whatever I said, they clearly didn't like it. The wolf shifted back into human form and left with Gabriel. A splitting headache struck. My vision blurred. I woke up, back in our seats. Jaden was typing on his laptop as if nothing had happened. Passengers chatted quietly, calmly, and normally. "What the hell? You're awake?" Jaden asked. "What happened to the werewolf guy?" I unbuckled my seatbelt and rushed to the economy class. Pulling aside the curtain, I found nothing but peace. The same old woman sat quietly, but the transformed man was nowhere in sight. "Ma'am, please return to your seat. We're about to land," a flight attendant said politely. "Excuse me. What?" Jaden came over and gently led me back. "I'll explain everything once we get to the hotel." After landing and clearing immigration, we exited the airport where a black Range Rover awaited us. I got in first. Jaden followed. Then the door opened and Gabriel stepped in. "Now we can leave," he said smoothly. "You? What are you doing here?" Jaden demanded. "You know why, or should I remind you?" "That doesn't mean you had to ride in my car with my mate." Gabriel leaned forward, his tone razor sharp. "She's my mate too, and as I told you before, I'm not giving up." Tension thickened in the air. My heart pounded as I sat between them, feeling like collateral damage. "If neither of you will explain what the hell is going on, then please shelve the macho grudge match until we reach our destination. I need peace." They both fell silent, but the tension still sizzled. I cleared my throat. Jaden looked over. "What is it, Katrina?" "What happened on the plane? It wasn't a dream. The chaos, the wolf, the old woman, that was all real, right?" He exchanged a loaded glance with Gabriel. "Aren't you going to tell her?" Gabriel asked, but through their wolfy communication. "Tell me what?" They stared at me, clearly shocked. "Pumpkin, you heard me?" Gabriel asked, his voice gentler. "Stop calling me that," I snapped. Before I could say more, Jaden pulled me into a kiss, deep and possessive. "You're my woman, Katrina. Only mine," he said through the mind link. But then, I was pulled again, this time by Gabriel. "You're my mate too, the one I've been waiting for all these years," he said, his mouth crushing against mine like a storm and a prayer all at once.
Gabriel's point of view.
Ever since I met my mate, my pumpkin, I haven't been the same. Every day I've fought the urge to leap onto her, to kiss her senseless, to worship every inch of her flawless body. These past few days, I've stayed away from the women I used to use, like disposable toys, bitches I had no emotional connection with. It's been torture, but I haven't touched a single one of them. The only woman I want in my bed, now and forever, is the one sitting beside me, my mate. I used to believe I was the only alpha the moon goddess forgot, destined to walk this world without a fated mate. But I was wrong. So painfully, gratefully wrong. I've been dying every second to feel her lips on mine. And now that I've tasted her, it feels like I left my self-control back in Vancouver. I kissed her without her consent, and now I'll have to face the fallout. Jaden won't take it lightly. But I'm ready. She tore herself away from me, breaking the kiss I'd been craving for so long. I hated it. Every cell in my body wanted to drag her back, to bury myself in her and not come up for air until she was begging for more. "What do you think you're doing, Mr. Gabriel?" she shouted, snapping me from my thoughts and startling the driver. "Mr. Gabriel." Really? She had to go there? I'm her mate. Hearing her call me Mr. like I'm some stranger, hell, it pisses me off more than anything. "Mr. Gabriel, what do you want from me?" she asked, her tone frustratingly even. "Stop the car," Jaden growled at the driver. "I'm sorry, sir," the driver stammered, "but I can't stop here. It's too risky. This forest is dangerous. There've been reports of—" "Stop the car." Jaden's voice boomed like thunder, cutting him off. Trembling, the driver yanked the car to a halt. "Get out," Jaden said to me. I smirked. I knew exactly what he wanted. The beast in him was clawing to come out. He flung the door open, but Katrina's delicate hand flew out to grab his arm, stopping him. Damn, her tiny hand looked so fragile on him. A twinge of jealousy stabbed through my chest at how naturally protective she was with Jaden. Had they already mated? Did he treat her right? Was he gentle? Did he break her? My thoughts spiraled, aching and toxic. "Stay inside and close your eyes, my love," Jaden told her. "Don't come out. You could get hurt." "Jaden, are you even hearing yourself?" she snapped. "Let's say I do close my eyes. What happens when one of you ends up dead? And what about him?" She motioned to the driver. "It's okay, Pumpkin. We won't kill each other in front of you," I said smoothly, and stepped out of the car. I followed Jaden, keeping a safe distance as we moved away from the vehicle. I could hear the driver muttering to Katrina, urging her to get out of the car. He didn't want to stick around another second in this eerie forest. Eventually, he tossed out our bags and drove off like his life depended on it. "Be careful with that bag, you fool. My favorite laptop is in there," I growled, but he was already gone. Jaden shifted first, fast, aggressive, his fangs bared and aiming straight for my throat. He took advantage of my distraction and pounced, knocking me down hard. I struggled beneath his massive frame, fighting to shift, to protect my neck before his fangs sank in. I grabbed his snout, pushed him back with a snarl, and hurled him off me. Then I shifted. We collided again, this time with me on top, my teeth sinking into his thick fur as I pinned him. "What the hell is wrong with you?" I demanded through the mind link. "She's mine. Only mine. You had no right to put your dirty mouth on her," he growled back. I smirked. "Get this through your thick skull, Jaden. Katrina's our mate. Both of us. She belongs to both of us. I'll never share her with someone like you, a devil who uses women like trash. Never. He lunged again, but this time I was ready. I hurled him into a tree, but he bounced right back, his eyes blazing murder. We circled, growling, two beasts ready to tear each other to pieces. Then suddenly, Katrina stepped between us. She stood trembling, but determined. "Please stop this madness," she begged. "You're both adults. You can sit down and talk like men." Her voice was soft, but it cracked like lightning through the tension. She turned to Jaden, raking her fingers through his fur. "Jaden, my man, have you forgotten what I told you on the plane? Don't you trust me?" I saw the change in him instantly. He softened, and damn, it burned to watch her speak to him like that. I wanted that look, that voice, directed at me. She stepped back, her voice now desperate. "Please, shift back before you both end up on tomorrow's news." But before we could move, something swooped out of nowhere. A creature, bird-like, but with human eyes, snatched her up and vanished into the woods. "Katrina!" She screamed Jaden's name. The creature. It looked like a bird, but no bird has human eyes, and none can carry a person. We bolted after it, but it was fast. Too fast. It vanished. My pumpkin, gone. I stood frozen, heart thudding in my ears. Jaden looked like he'd had the blood drained out of him. He was pacing, sniffing, trying to catch a trail. Nothing. "What now?" I asked through the link. No answer. He ignored me. "Jaden, we have to use our heads. We've been running in circles for hours. Losing our minds won't help her." "This is your fault," he growled. "If you hadn't kissed her..." "So kissing her is a crime now? You're the one who blew it up and tried to kill me." "If I didn't kill you then, I'll do it now." Before either of us could move, a powerful surge of energy slammed into us. We were knocked backwards, downwards, into a massive pit that cracked open beneath us. What the hell now? We tumbled for what felt like eternity, rolling in our wolf forms through complete darkness. "Please let there be a soft landing," I prayed. But no, when we hit the ground, it was anything but soft. Jaden landed right on top of me. I groaned in agony, shoving him off. Pain shot through my left arm. It was definitely not okay. "Looks like we have new guests," a voice said, a female voice. We stood slowly, shaking the dust off, and then we saw her. A woman, with 3 heads. We weren't expecting more visitors, the 3 heads said in eerie unison, "but you're most welcome. To my world." Jaden and I exchanged a look. Why do I feel like we've just landed in deep shit? "Who the fuck are you?" I demanded. "Tsk," the 3-headed woman chided in unison, smiling with unsettling glee. "Such foul language. Be a good boy and mind your tongue." The chorus of voices rang out as if rehearsed. It was hard to focus with 3 identical heads moving at once, so I chose to lock my gaze on the middle one. "Well, well, well. What a gift," she laughed, throwing her hands into the air. "The gods have finally answered our prayers. A human first. And now, werewolf alphas. What a pleasure." Before I could even respond to the human part, Jaden lunged forward. He grabbed 2 of her necks with both hands, snarling like an unleashed beast. "Where did you take her? Where is my mate?" he roared. To my surprise, the 3rd head, the one he wasn't touching, flinched as if in pain. I muttered to myself, "Does it feel it too? Where the hell is she? Answer me before I rip the life out of you." Jaden snarled again, his grip tightening. The woman's body tensed in fear. Suddenly, the free head spewed something green and viscous, like acid-laced saliva, directly into Jaden's face. He recoiled immediately, his body twisting unnaturally as he fell to his knees. I rushed to his side. "Jaden," I said, my voice tight. He groaned, writhing on the ground, his face pale and damp with sweat. What did you do to him? I snapped at her, rising slowly to my feet. They say alphas are dangerous, she replied, brushing herself off. And I just saw it firsthand. I had to defend myself. Jaden's body suddenly went still. I dropped to my knees beside him and pressed my ear to his chest. Nothing. No heartbeat. I stared at him, frozen. My enemy or not, alphas don't just die like this. Not like this. Kira, another voice barked. A woman with two heads entered from the shadows. What did you do? We needed them alive and well. Now you've infected him. The ceremony must be postponed 9 days because of your foolishness. And the Supreme saw everything. She's furious. Wait. Ceremony? I muttered. What sacrifice is she talking about? Are we the sacrifice? Two silent men appeared and swiftly lifted Jaden's body. I tried to follow them, to demand answers, but something struck the back of my neck. Everything went dark. I opened my eyes slowly, blinking against the blinding light. He's awake, a small voice called out. My vision sharpened, and I realized I was in a large room, locked inside a silver cage. My limbs ached. My clothes were still on, though too tight and restrictive. I pushed myself up, groaning. 3 women entered, followed by a little girl. Hi, the girl said sweetly. I looked at them. Do all of you have multiple heads? No answer, just blank stares, like I was some exotic creature on display. Where is the woman you took? I asked firmly. Still, no response, just more inspecting eyes. Out, all of you, came the familiar, cold voice of the 3-headed woman, Kira. They obeyed without hesitation. I didn't think you'd wake up so soon, she said, stepping closer. How long have I been out? I asked, voice dry. 6 days? 6. I started to rise in a panic. You were just sleeping, she interrupted casually. Not unconscious, sleeping. What about my friend, Jaden? What did you do to him? He's alive. For now, he's in good hands. I clenched my jaw, breathing hard to calm myself. What do you want from us, and where is my mate? She tilted all her heads, a cruel smile curling on her lips. Your mate, she echoed mockingly. He asked the same thing. His mate. Who does she belong to? To both of you. Anyway, you'll see her soon enough, she said, her voice lilting. Enjoy your time together until the day of the ceremony. Screw the stupid ceremony, I growled. Just take me to her. Don't call it stupid, she snapped. This sacrifice could save our world. You two are our only hope. I stepped closer. Open the fucking cage. Now, I want to see her. She sighed. What is it with you wolf dogs and your filthy mouths? She turned and left briefly, then returned with 6 guards, each holding silver arrows. The cage clicked open. She stepped back, letting them circle me with weapons raised. I could take them all down if I wanted to, but right now, the only thing that matters is getting to my mate and making sure she's safe. Besides, I don't fully understand these strange creatures or the extent of their powers. I saw what they did to Jaden, and trust me, I won't make any reckless moves until I know Katrina's unharmed. Her safety means more to me than all this chaos. I need to figure out a way to get the 3 of us out of this twisted place in one piece, without anyone else getting hurt. Blindfold his eyes, she ordered. A moment later, darkness swallowed my vision as a cloth was pulled tightly over my eyes. We walked for what felt like forever, twisting through corridors, turning left, then right, then again. At last, I heard the creak of a door slowly swinging open. We stepped inside, and our footsteps echoed as we began to descend a long flight of stairs. At the top of the stairs, Katrina's scent hit me like a wave, warm, familiar, and laced with fear. My blindfold was yanked off. You can go in? She's inside, the woman said with a sneer. But don't even think about trying to escape. You can't, and you won't. Whatever, bitch, I muttered. Her 6 eyes blinked rapidly, narrowing with menace. Do you want to die, Wolf? You'll be the one to die soon, so don't worry, I replied coolly, reaching for the door handle. It didn't budge. Wolf, she said mockingly, the door is magically locked. I turned to face her, slowly, deliberately. Do you know what I'm thinking right now? I asked, towering over her. I want to rip you apart, limb by limb, until there's nothing left but pieces. But I won't. Do you know why? I stepped closer, letting my voice drop, dark and controlled. Because my mate is in there. And she's scared. I can smell it, feel it, in my bones. So before I do something you'll regret, open the damn door. Her expression flickered, frantic and uncertain. Then, without a word, she stepped forward and gripped the handle. A faint green light shimmered across the surface as the lock released with a low click. She turned slightly and motioned for me to enter. I didn't miss the way her fingers hovered, ready to seal it again the moment I stepped inside. But I didn't care. My mate was in there. That was all that mattered. I gave her one last cold look, one that promised this wasn't over, before stepping through the door. The room was dim, quiet, but clean. I scanned every corner until there she was, curled up in the corner, trembling. She didn't even lift her head. Pumpkin, I said gently. Her head snapped up. Her eyes were glassy, her lips trembling. Gabriel? Yes, Pumpkin. It's me. I'm here. She sprang up and launched herself into my arms, clinging to me like a lifeline. I'm so glad you're here, she whispered. Please don't leave me. It's so scary here. I'm not going anywhere, I said, holding her close. I'll stay by your side. We're getting out of here. Together. She tightened her grip. I tried to pull back to examine her injuries, but she wouldn't let go. Don't leave me alone, she sobbed. I won't, I whispered into her hair. But deep inside, my thoughts were already racing. But where do I even start when I have no idea where they've taken Jaden?
Katrina's point of view.
I've been staying in this strange room for what feels like forever. The first thing I remember was being taken, carried off by something I never got a clear look at as it flew me deeper into the woods. After what seemed like hours, I woke up here. Every day, 2 women with 2 heads each would come in to check on me without saying a word. I was terrified, completely hopeless, thinking this might be the end for me. But Gabriel showed up, and not in a way I expected. Honestly, he was the last person I thought would come for me, and yet he's the one who did. And for that, I'm grateful. I won't lie, it feels good to be near him. Please don't leave me here alone, I whispered. I'm not going anywhere without you, Pumpkin, he replied, easing my fears. The way he held me made me feel safe, but I pulled back slightly and looked up into his eyes, filled with concern. Pumpkin, are you okay? Are you hurt? He asked. I'm fine, just scared. I don't know what's happening. Why am I even here? And what was that thing that carried me through the air? Why do strange things keep happening to me? I cried, my voice shaking. He gently took my hand and led me to sit down on the bed. Look at me, Pumpkin, he said softly. As long as I'm here with you, nothing will happen to you. I gave a small, shaky smile. His words brought me a little comfort. Why did you come alone? Where's Jaden? And do you even know where we are? He looked at me, his lips forming a tight line. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea where we are. As for Jaden, we came together, but something happened. He was taken, but I was told he's in good hands. What are you talking about, Mr. Gabriel? What do you mean something happened? What exactly happened to him? Panic rose in my chest. Look, Pumpkin, stop calling me Mr. I'm your... That's not important right now, I snapped, cutting him off. He raised his eyebrows, surprised. I'm sorry for yelling, but I have a really bad feeling. Something's not right. It's okay, Pumpkin. Don't apologize. He noticed my hands trembling and gently placed his palm on my lap, calming me. "Thank you," I said quietly, looking into his eyes with a grateful smile. "Don't look at me like that. Don't smile like that, Pumpkin. You're tormenting me," he said, voice low. Gabriel is devastatingly handsome, almost unreal. Those piercing blue hazel eyes, the jet black hair pulled into a low bun, the meticulously groomed beard. God help me, he's dangerously perfect. And when he talks or smiles, that single dimple on his left cheek appears, effortlessly pulling me deeper under his spell. I'm drowning in his gaze. We stared at each other in silence. My body reacted to his closeness. Slowly, he leaned in. Our faces drew nearer, and I could feel his breath. Why am I not moving away? My heart pounded. Don't do this, Katrina. You have a wonderful, loving boyfriend. Don't betray him like this. I snapped out of the trance and jerked back, putting space between us. I cleared my throat awkwardly, embarrassed. What do we have to do to find Jaden? I asked. Gabriel stood up and walked to the door before returning. Did that three-headed woman say anything to you? No, and the women I saw had 2 heads, not 3. All they ever did was give me these creepy smiles. I narrowed my eyes. Why do you ask? I think the 3 of us are meant to be immolated, he said grimly. What do you mean immolated? Why us? What's so special about us? Pumpkin, don't forget, Jaden and I are werewolf alphas. I know you're werewolves, but I'm not. I'm human. There's nothing special about me. Or do they want the 2 of you and took me first to lure you in? Let's take it that way, he said. But we need to find Jaden before the 9 days they mentioned are up, and you're the one who's going to figure out where he is. Me? I blinked. Why me? Yes, Pumpkin. Whatever you see, tell me through a mind link. That way I can plan faster. When someone comes back here, do whatever it takes to get them to let you see Jaden. From there, we'll figure out a way to break him out. Okay, I'm in. I nodded. You sure you'll be okay? He asked. Yes. Won't you freak out? If you knew I would, why are you telling me this? I teased. Still, I'll do whatever it takes to save Jaden. Gabriel stared at me for a long moment, then swallowed hard. Pumpkin, let me in your heart too, he said quietly. Excuse me, what? I blinked in disbelief. You're also my mate, Katrina. I'm your mate too. Jaden and we're both mated to one woman, and that's you. I know you feel it, the pull between us. I know you feel the sparks when we're close. Please, Pumpkin, make space for me in your heart too. What are you even talking about, Gabriel? He knelt in front of me, eyes locked on mine. I know it's a lot. You're still new to this world, but the longer I wait, the harder it becomes to control myself. Mr. Gabriel? If you call me Mr. again, I swear I'll kiss you senseless, he said with a crooked smile, his left dimple showing. He's dangerous, handsome, tempting, magnetic. And yes, I feel something. But I have Jaden. Jaden is my first love. He's the one I chose. The one I want to be with, even if his world is hard to adapt to. But I'm ready to face anything to be with him. I'm sorry, Gabriel, but I can't. He didn't let me finish. His lips crashed against mine, hesitant at first, then urgent, demanding. Our tongues met and a shiver ran down my spine. I should have pulled away, but I didn't. I kissed him back. It felt dangerously good, too good. His taste was intoxicating, his touch igniting something wild inside me. Every nerve in my body responded like I had been waiting for him all along. No, stop this. What are you doing? You love Jaden. You have a mate. But my body didn't listen, my heart didn't care. I was drowning in Gabriel's presence. Then his hand slid beneath my shirt, fingers brushing hot against my skin, and I snapped out of it. I tore myself from his arms, breathless. He stared, confused, lips still parted. What's wrong, Pumpkin? This is wrong, I said, backing away. I have a mate. I love one man. I turned toward the bathroom, desperate for space, but he stepped in front of me, blocking the way. Don't say that in front of me, he growled. Don't talk about your man, your mate. Not when I feel what you feel. It pisses me off. I narrowed my eyes. And I don't like being controlled. His jaw tightened. Is this the first time a man has fought for you, Katrina? No, I snapped, but it's the first time one tried to steal me. He leaned down, voice low and dangerous. I'm not stealing. I'm claiming what's already mine. Just then, the door burst open. The three-headed woman swept into the room, her three faces stern. Gabriel instinctively stepped in front of me, shielding me. I should have warned you, Alpha, she said. They said, all three mouths speaking in eerie unison. Whatever you two just did, the other Alpha didn't like it. My heart clenched. What are you talking about? Gabriel demanded. The infected Alpha's spirit has been here this whole time, she said, watching, and now he's gone. Gone? I echoed, ice sliding through my veins. Something you two did made him vanish, and now we have a problem, she said, pointing a gnarled finger at me. You, girl, are going to fix it. What are you saying? Gabriel demanded. I'm saying the infected Alpha's spirit has been here the whole time, watching. And something he saw just now, he didn't like it. Now he's gone, vanished, and that is a very big problem. Whatever you two just did, you triggered it. Are you talking about Jaden? I asked, my voice laced with suspicion. And do you, by any chance, have a third boyfriend? The woman snapped with disdain. A third what? I blinked, baffled. I assume you're not deaf, so you heard me. Now I want you to follow me, she said sharply. Listen, woman, I'm not going anywhere with you until you explain what the hell you meant. Did you kill Jaden? I demanded. For now, no, she answered coldly. But he will die, and that includes the two of you. Since you're his mate, you're the only one who can help bring him back into his body. I froze. Are you saying his spirit left his body and saw me kissing someone else? Exactly, she said with a hint of bitterness. Now I understand why his body reacted that way. His spirit was here the entire time you were. But now it's gone, and that's a problem. A very big problem. If we don't act quickly, we'll lose him, and he still must fulfill before death can claim him. I felt a lump rising in my throat. You want to bring him back, just to let him die? How can you say something like that? There's no time for questions. If you love your boyfriend, follow me. I'll take you to him. She turned. Wow. This three-headed woman was getting on my nerves. Part of me wanted to leap out of hiding and knock all three smug heads off. But I had to think rationally. Acting impulsively could cost us everything. You did the right thing, Pumpkin, Gabriel said through the mind link. This could be our only chance to find Jaden. We'll talk about what happened later, after we get the hell out of this madness. His voice echoed in my mind, and it made my chest ache. I hated that I wasn't his mate, at least not in the way I was supposed to be, yet I could still hear him in my head. Jaden never truly explained why two men could be tied to one woman. Why didn't the bond follow the rules it was supposed to? It made no sense. And yet, here we were. Go, Pumpkin. Find out everything, Gabriel encouraged. I didn't look at him. Fine, I'll go, I told the woman. She smiled, then gestured behind her. Someone approached with a blindfold. No way, Gabriel and I shouted in unison, startling her. If you want me to come with you, there will be no blindfold. My eyes have seen enough indoor shadows. I need real light, I said firmly, tilting my head. She studied me with mild annoyance, but relented. All right, no blindfold. You'll die soon anyway, so I don't see the point. Follow me. I hesitated. He is coming with me. She laughed. Ooh, princess. Scared we might gobble you up? Don't worry, we won't. At least not yet. But no, your boyfriend doesn't come. Without waiting for a reply, she turned and walked away. Be confident, Pumpkin. You can do this. I'll bring both of you home. I swear it, Gabriel said. I followed her down a long, winding staircase and out into a world so stunning I stumbled. What is this place? It looked like a fairy realm. Colors I couldn't name shimmered through the air. Flowers floated. The sky sparkled with energy I didn't recognize. Then I turned around and gasped. We had emerged from an enormous tree, taller than anything I'd ever seen, bigger than the General Sherman tree, infinite, ancient. Aren't you coming? She called, snapping me from my awe. We walked for what felt like miles, stopping at two massive trees joined at the base. No buildings, no homes. Just raw, magical nature. I described everything to Gabriel through the link, though I felt him drifting, silent. She led me into the tree. No stairs, no wooden scent, nothing like I expected. "Stop," she said. I obeyed. She walked into a shadowed corner. A greenish glow flared, and moments later she returned. "Go inside. Your boyfriend's body is in there. You have 30 minutes to bring him back." I didn't ask questions. I moved forward. An arched doorway appeared in the tree's side, and I stepped through. As soon as I entered, she shut the door behind me. I gasped. Jaden floated in the center of the room, suspended in air. White smoke drifted off his bare body. He looked peaceful, almost too peaceful. Why was he floating like that? I stepped closer, reached out, and stopped, remembering her words. Was his spirit really there? "Jaden," my voice cracked. "I know I messed up. You probably hate me." I kissed Gabriel. "I didn't mean to, I swear. It just happened. But I never stopped loving you. I don't want anyone else. That kiss, it didn't mean anything." I choked on the tears. "You're the one I want to spend my life with. You made me feel strong. You made me believe I mattered, not cursed, not unlucky. Just Katrina." Still no response. I reached out again and rested my trembling hand on his chest. His body was cold and stiff, like carved stone. "Jaden, if you can hear me, come back. Please, I need you. Your people need you. Even if you come back just to scold me, punish me, I'll take it. I just want you back." No reply. And Gabriel, his voice was gone too. The link was silent. Suddenly, the three-headed woman stormed back in. "Time's up. Let's take you back to your other boyfriend." "No," I said firmly. "I'm staying." "I don't have time for this. You failed. Now get out." "I said I'm not leaving," I screamed. She lunged toward me. I dodged, but her claws grazed my arm, leaving a burning cut. Blood dripped. Pain flared. "Why are you so stubborn?" she hissed. "You want to join him in death?" I staggered back. My hand throbbed. I placed it on Jaden's chest instinctively. His body trembled. The woman advanced, but before she could reach me, something yanked me downward. Jaden and I collapsed to the ground. The woman stumbled back, stunned. I stared at Jaden, who was now breathing, barely. His eyes opened, weak but focused. "If you touch her again," he growled, "I'll tear your heart out and rip you into pieces." The woman gaped. "Impossible. How did you survive the virus?" Jaden looked at me and gave a faint smile. "Because my mate healed me." Tears streamed down my face. "You healed me, my love." "Jesus Christ, Jaden, you're alive." "Are you okay?" "Yes, baby. I'm alive and okay. And it's because of you. You brought me back," he said, sending a thrill through me. I launched into his arms, wrapping him in a tight hug. "Thank you for coming back." "I thought I'd lost you," I said, my voice cracking. He hugged me back just as tightly. But as I held him, I noticed something was off. His body felt different, heavier, weaker. Not like the Jaden I knew. Was it the virus they mentioned? Or maybe the time he spent away from his body? I pulled back slightly, scanning him from head to toe. He looked changed, physically changed. "Jaden, are you sure you're okay?" I asked again, unable to hide the concern in my voice. "I'm fine, my love." I stood up and reached out a hand to help him, and he accepted it without hesitation. But as he rose, his weight nearly pulled me back down. He was heavy, weak. Once on his feet, he turned to the still stunned woman in the room. "I know everything now," he said. She frowned. "What are you talking about?" "The reason you want the three of us for the sacrifice." "Well, now that you know," she said with a shrug, "I guess the game of hide and seek is over." Jaden turned to me and gently took my shoulders, though even his touch made me stagger slightly. He didn't have full control over his body. "I need a word with her. Can you wait for me outside? It won't take long, okay?" "Why do I have to wait outside?" I frowned. "Whatever you want to talk about, I want to hear it too. We're in this together, aren't we?" "It's okay, baby," he said gently. Listen to your mate, little girl, and leave. Let the adults talk, the woman sneered. I ignored her. Jaden gave me a pleading look, and after a moment, I nodded and stepped out. I sat down just outside the door, hoping to catch something useful. I perked my ears, trying to eavesdrop, but they were speaking in hushed tones. I sat for what felt like 10 minutes or more and still got nothing. Impatient, I crept to the door and pressed my ear to it. Still nothing. What are they talking about that I can't hear? I muttered. I slumped against the door, defeated, only for it to swing open suddenly, sending me tumbling at the witch's feet. Katrina, were you eavesdropping? Jaden asked. I winced, lips puckered in embarrassment. This is embarrassing, I muttered. Looking up at them, I cleared my throat. I wasn't eavesdropping. I was just about to open the door when you opened it. You have 2 hours, Mr. Wolf Alpha, the witch said coolly, her eyes locked on him. Mr. Wolf Alpha? What kind of ridiculous address is that? And you have the same, Jaden replied flatly. I blinked. Wait, what's going on here? The woman didn't respond. She just stared, then turned and walked away. What is her problem? I can see you mocking me, girl. Behave, she said without turning back. Wow, does she have eyes on the back of her 3 heads or something? What was that about? I turned to Jaden, but he didn't answer. Instead, he pulled me into a sudden hug. I wrapped my arms around him and sighed into his chest. I love you, baby. I love you too, he said, and I pressed a kiss to his bare torso. We stood like that for a long time, just holding each other until I finally pulled back. Jaden, aren't you going to berate me? Why would I? For what you saw me doing with... Let's not talk about anything right now, he interrupted. We need to leave before dark. We have to continue our journey. But Jaden... Later, he said firmly. I sighed and nodded. But how are we going to leave? They won't just let us walk out. We're marked for immolation. He cupped my cheek and caressed it softly. Don't worry, my love. I'm going to get you out of here. Today. I smiled at that. He leaned in for a kiss, but suddenly collapsed. Jaden, I screamed, fear seizing me. I knelt and lifted his head onto my lap. What's wrong? Talk to me. I'm okay, baby. Just a little dizzy and cold. Cold? My voice rose. You're cold? Jaden, you've never said anything like that. You're weak too. This isn't right. I started to rise. Wait here. I'll go find that woman. Maybe she can get you something to wear. He grabbed my arm. I don't need clothes. I need to talk to Gabe first. No, you'll get sick. He chuckled weakly. Baby, I'm a werewolf. I'll be fine. I'm serious, Jaden. You're not well. Come on, lead the way. We've got 2 hours to do what we must and leave. I held back my questions and helped him to the treehouse. Jaden didn't want me to notice, but he was clearly struggling. The door was slightly open. I gestured for him to go in, then followed awkwardly, the shame of what I did still weighing heavily on me. Gabriel was inside, reclined on the small bed like he owned the place. My heart pounded at the sight of him. Jaden, Gabriel said, startled. You're up already? I thought you'd be gone for 9 days, like that 3-headed woman said. Jaden arched his brow, his voice calm but pointed. Are you disappointed I'm still alive? Gabriel leaned back with a dry chuckle. Technically, no, but it would have been great not to share a mate with you anymore. What's with him? Isn't he happy to see his friend alive? When he noticed me watching him, Gabriel cleared his throat. You okay, man? I need a word with you, Gabe. How rude, I thought. Can't he be a little warm? What's it about? Gabriel asked. Jaden turned to me. Can you give us a minute, baby? Not again, Jaden. I'm staying put. Please, baby, don't argue. This is important. Am I not important enough to be in your important conversation? Katrina, please. No, I'm not going anywhere. Katrina, he yelled, making me jump. Gabriel stood. What the hell, man? You didn't have to yell. He reached for me, but I stormed out, hurt beyond words. I heard Gabriel call after me, but Jaden stopped him. Let's talk. This is important. Very important. Am I not important? Outside, I looked up at the sky on the verge of tears. Why does it hurt so much? I'm used to this kind of treatment, but not from him. I sat down, curling into myself as I waited. Then, I saw little feet in front of me. I looked up to see a small girl smiling. I didn't even flinch at her unusual features this time. I was getting used to this place, to their appearance. "Hey, little one," I said with a soft smile. "I'm not a kid. Don't call me little one." "Oh? Then what level are you on?" "What do you mean?" "I mean your age. When I ask what level you're on, I'm asking how old you are. Like, level 6 means 6 years old." "Oh, now I get it," she giggled. "But why say it like that?" "Because some people, especially women, don't like saying their age directly," I whispered. She giggled harder. "Okay, princess, will you tell me your number?" "Only if you promise not to tell anyone when you go back to your world." "I promise. I'm good at keeping secrets." She leaned in to whisper, "I'm on level 300. I blinked. There's no such level in age. There is, in my world. "You're saying you're 300 years old?" "No, I'm 346. My jaw dropped. "Are you serious?" She nodded solemnly. "Okay, I believe you. Can I tell you my secret now?" She nodded again. "Won't you tell anyone else as well?" "I promise I won't tell." I took a deep breath. My heart beats for 2 men, and I think I'm falling for my mate's friend too.
Jaden's point of view.
Hell no, I'm against it, and I won't let it happen, Gabriel snapped. I didn't come here to talk to you because I wanted your permission, Gabe, I said, trying to stay calm. Then why tell me at all if you don't want my permission? He asked, narrowing his eyes. Because I thought you'd understand me. I do understand you, he said, his tone sharp. But the way you're going about this, I can't agree with it. We're talking about Katrina here, in case you forgot. Did you even stop to think how she'd feel if she found out? Don't you care about her feelings? Katrina is my mate, Gabe. So don't patronize me about her feelings. I do care, and I do love her. But right now, I don't have a choice. There are hundreds of options better than using her, Jaden, he barked. There's no way I'm letting you do this without her consent. She has a right to know. If you love her like you say you do, talk to her instead of going behind her back. Right now, my wolf comes first, Gabe, I said, my voice tight. I need to find out why he left me and bring him back. I'll explain everything to her once that's done. And yes, her safety matters to me more than anything. We need to get her out of here. This place isn't safe for her. Gabriel smirked coldly. What kind of safety are you talking about when you're about to use her? Don't piss me off, Gabe. This decision didn't come easily. She's the only one who can save me and my wolf. So please, don't interfere. He clenched his jaw, clearly trying to keep from shifting. That was the last thing I needed. I wouldn't survive a fight with his wolf, not without mine. I stormed out of the room, leaving Gabriel brooding in silence. I knew he wasn't happy with what I was doing. Truthfully, neither was I, but there's nothing else I can think of. I need my wolf. I need him so I can protect her properly. Without him, I'm useless. He's my other half, my second soul. And above all, I'm the alpha of the Red Moon Pack. Thousands depend on me. I can't lead them without my wolf. Katrina was nowhere to be seen, so I went downstairs to find her and to apologize. As I reached the final step, I spotted her at a distance, pinky swearing with a little girl. I paused, watching. What's going on between them? I wondered. But the smile on her face eased my heart. She was glowing. She was sunshine. I'm so lucky to be mated to her. She really is beautiful, Gabriel said behind me, with the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. I didn't turn. I didn't want to. Are you really going to go through with this without telling her? Look at her, Jaden. She looks so warm, so innocent. She doesn't even know what's coming. His words sliced through me. I shoved them deep, locked them away, and walked toward her. Katrina, baby. I called her name gently. She turned quickly, eyes widening. She rushed to cover the little girl's eyes. Jaden, for the love of God, what do you think you're doing? she whispered, shouted. There's a child here. She whispered something to the girl, who nodded and took off running without looking back. Once the girl was gone, Katrina looked up at me with concern. How are you feeling? I'm fine, baby. Don't worry, I said, my guilt twisting inside me. Are we leaving now? She asked. Yes, baby. But first, there's somewhere we need to go. Okay, she responded, smiling softly. You're not scared? You don't even want to know where we're going? As long as I'm with you, she said, I'm not scared. I know you'll protect me from anything. I pulled her into a hug and kissed her forehead. I'm sorry, baby. It's all right, she whispered. I know you didn't mean to snap at me. I led her toward the three-headed woman. When the woman saw us, she smiled like she'd been waiting all her life for this. This way, please. She gestured to Katrina. Why is she calling me? Katrina asked, holding my arm tighter. Just go with her, baby. She's not going to hurt you. There's something we need to do before we leave. She nodded slowly and followed the woman. It will only take a few minutes, Alpha Jayden, the woman said. The portal is being prepared for you and your people. She disappeared into the tree. I stood there, my chest heavy. I'm sorry for doing this to her, I whispered to the wind. If you're watching, please, if it's punishment you're sending my way, make it gentle. A strong gust of wind suddenly blew through, knocking me down. My back arched with the pain that shot through my bones. Later, two women came out holding Katrina by the arms. I rushed forward. She looked pale, weak. What happened to her? I barked. The woman smiled, too brightly. My gut twisted. What the hell is so funny? What did you do to her? Where's that woman? Answer me. Where is she? She promised? Jaden, please stop, Katrina interrupted, her voice faint. Let's just get out of here. I'm tired. I lifted her into my arms. She was too weak to walk. The portal is ready, the three-headed woman said. You may leave. Why is she like this? I trusted you. Were you playing me? I snarled. We had a deal, Alpha. You held your end. I'm holding mine. She pressed something into my hand, a small piece of wood. That's the address of the one who can help you find your wolf. With a wave of her hand, the portal opened, and before I could ask more, we were pulled in. We landed hard on soft grass. I recognized the woods, the same ones where everything started. I ran to her. She looked better now, but was still fragile. Are you okay, baby? I feel weird tingling in my belly, she said, confused. I didn't feel this before. Are they painful? Do you hurt anywhere? No pain, just dizzy, weak. I sighed in relief. Whatever magic they used helped, for now, but now came the next challenge, finding my wolf and telling her the truth. Let's get you out of here. Are we going back to Vancouver? She asked. No, baby, we're continuing the journey. It's getting dark. Can we at least find a place to rest? I'm hungry, tired. You're right. Let's find a nearby hotel. We found Gabriel already waiting beside a car in clean clothes. I've been here over an hour waiting for you, he said, mostly watching Katrina. You both okay? We're fine, just hungry and tired, she replied. Where'd you get the car? I asked. I rented it, he said shortly. We drove through the night streets of Portland until we found a nice hotel. I booked a room for us. Gabriel booked his own. Inside the room, she smiled. You like it? I asked. It's beautiful. Expensive, though. I don't care how much it costs, as long as you're happy. Thank you for taking care of me, she said, heading to the bathroom, but staggered slightly. I rushed to her. What's wrong, Katrina? I don't know. I've been feeling off since we left that place. Maybe shower, some food and rest will help. I'll help you in the shower. No, I'll manage. I'm not letting you go in there alone when you can barely stand. What if something happens? I'm fine. I'm insisting. Don't be shy around me. I've seen every inch of you. She flushed. It's not the same. Making love and showering aren't the same. Just go order food. I'm starving. Are you pushing me away? I'm not used to someone watching me shower. I'm not just someone. I'm your mate. And we've... Jayden, please. All right, I'll order food, but I'm staying close. She nodded and disappeared inside. After she ate, she brushed her teeth and crawled into bed, smiling. I'm feeling better now. I'm happy to hear that. Aren't you joining me? She asked. Later. I've got some things to take care of. She kissed me and closed her eyes, then opened them again and whispered, I love you, Jayden. My heart clenched with guilt. I love you too, I said. She fell asleep in seconds. I stayed beside her, just watching. I don't know if she'll forgive me for what I've done. I just hope she'll understand and love me still, when she finds out.
Walk alone in the pouring rain, trying to drown out all this pain. Every step is like a heavy stone. A shadow falls, but I'm all alone. Let the rain wash away my pain. Take these tears, let them fade. In the storm I'll find my way, but tonight just let me breathe. I see your face in every drop that falls, echoes and memories of